Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As I about titled today's video, we have the best dunk packages you can equip in NBA 2K24. So all this video is going to be talking about driving contact dunks, driving dunks regularly, standing dunks, all the best things that you can possibly equip to set yourself up for success in 2K24 the most. So I hope y'all enjoy. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new to noties, all good stuff, and like always, tries 1 to 2,000 likes. Now before we get into what specific animations we're going to be talking about, I want to talk about what is driving this factor of my opinion, which is all about getting yourself the easiest dunk meters you can possibly get, like this, or to just put yourself into situations that get blocked less as well. So we're not here to talk about flash, we're not here to talk about anything like that. It's going to be pure efficiency and what's the best thing you can possibly run. We're going to be talking about multiple different levels of rating requirements between like 65 to 85 to 90, even into the 96 thresholds that can be very, very achieving as well, or very worth going for, if you will. While you may not think that as a slasher currently, I want to try and teach you guys some things that may help you a little bit if you are an elite slasher as far as your build goes, or maybe a more mediocre, decent slasher that needs to utilize the dunk packages as efficiently as possible, but not quite as meter dunk used, if you will. But let's talk about this first and foremost real quick. The meter dunk utilization is very important, and what we're talking about is, as you can see, once this meter dunk gets locked in, this green window size is not going to change from that point ever. And as you can see, it's literally half the bar. This is going to be the type of stuff we're talking about. Now, to be fair, I have slash take, and obviously I have an extremely good slasher build for that matter as well. So main driving point is going to be takeoff range and also the quickness of the dunk. Now, as you can see, this is an off 2 dunk. This is going to be off 2 feet, and it's a little bit slower. Now, to be fair, that's an okay thing because, as you can see, the corner drops quite a bit late. But if this is a better player, this guy would probably be playing a 2-on-1 right here in this gap. This player would be ready to drop a little bit earlier and sooner, and then I'd be in a situation where this player would be taking away that driving contact dunk as soon as possible. Now, again, that's why speed and efficiency are extremely important, because the sooner I get into that meter, the less it matters if he's encroaching into that middle area where it's going to take away my big meter. Whereas you keep the big meter if it's blinders-esque type dunks, where you're going to be going for it while they're on the side of you rather than in front of you. So off 2 is okay in some situations, but as you can see, it leads to this dunk meter starting quite late, if we're being completely honest. Like, it starts literally right here as I'm getting into kind of the cylinder range, if you will. To be fair, it all works out. We're also going to utilize one more clip as well, so I want to talk about standing dunks. So this clip right here is going to be a couple rebounds that I got, so I snagged like 2 O-boards. Now, this is what I want to talk about. If you believe that standing dunks need to be quick, we're going to differ in opinion a little bit. I think standing dunk speed, it doesn't matter quite as much. People are going to have a very hard time ripping you out of these dunks or dunk meters. And in my opinion, if you're going to be someone that utilizes the dunk meter like this, because it's extremely easy to time these, and I figure why not do it, because it's going to be really easy to time them, so you might as well just trigger the dunk every time rather than to get some garbage layup sometimes and it's going to screw you over. Now, that's why I also recommend that even though we're talking about speed and efficiency on driving dunks, I don't believe that quite as much for standing dunks. There are some that are extremely fast, like way too fast to time, in my opinion. And it's the issue that we used to have with the standing dunks in old games, because the meter size never used to be this big on opens. So it's very difficult to try and time dunks like this, and I'm not here to say this is the even like fastest one or anything like that, but as you're going to see, I'll let this play full speed, because you're not going to really be able to understand the quickness of this unless I do. This is a very fast dunk. Boom. It's like rising up, simple as that. You're dunking it like very quickly. And depending on your meter size and your standing dunk requirement, or not to mention, since this is actually me moving into the dunk, it's my driving dunk rating. For those of you out there who may have a little bit of a lower driving dunk but have a high standing dunk, this is going to be the type of stuff that's going to be very difficult for you to time. It's going to be a pretty small meter because this is based on your driving dunk rating, even though you're directly below the basket. If you're moving while dunking, it's driving dunk related. So again, for every big out there who's looking for the best dunk packages, I'm here to vouch for maybe a little bit of decent, like slower standing dunk animations, not the super quick ones that actually have the lower rate requirements for that matter. But anyway, let's get into the animations now. Also, if you guys didn't know, I'm pairing up with the NBA 2K Lab this year, so you can use code LAKER for 20% off at checkout at their website. That's NBA2KLab.com. On this website is all types of really good statistical jump shot information. You can also test the jumpers on their website too. Plug the controller straight into your phone or to your PC. You can get early, green, late. It'll tell you where you need to adjust on that jump shot, or if you don't know what jumper you want to run, you just go to their jump shot recommender. You punch in your height, the jump shot rating that you're working with, and then based on the milliseconds of timing that you get, get, it'll recommend you a jump shot. So again, if you want to use code Laker for 20% off at checkout, that's NBA2KLab.com. Appreciate you guys, and we'll get back to the video. All right, so this is the build that I am vouching for as far as my dunk animations and what I run. I will be talking about a lot lower requirements than just this, obviously. Like, I mean, I can get every dunk package in the game nearly, unless it's small guard, like restricted, or, you know, or you get what I'm saying, like anything below 6'10", capped, if you will. So I can't get the Michael Jordan dunk on this guy. As you can see though, I do have it unlocked. This is going to be like a starter 3 animation that you can get if you're a wing. I have a hard time triggering this dunk, and actually for that matter too, those little cradle ones that you're seeing are like the only ones I can get to go, because I don't know, I guess just no limitless takeoff being in the game makes it hard to get those super crazy range dunks. Now, as you can see, I do have 3 signature dunks on right now. I got Shaq, Dwight Howard, and LeBron James on my player right here. However, I have been contemplating a little bit taking off this Shaq dunk. It's got this crazy like cockback tomahawk on the standing dunks to it, and it does screw you over sometimes. So even though you see it on right now, this is me removing it and vouching for this, and I can absolutely attest to the fact that you will still get standing dunks to trigger off. As you can see, I'm only running the athletic ones. Now, if you are someone that has a lower standing dunk, or you're forced to run these, you can still run them. It's not going to be the end of the world. They are extremely quick though, so if you're someone that does a lot of standing meter dunks, which means you probably have at least 80 standing dunk, I would prefer to run this one. I think it's a little bit more simple, like, you know, the 2-hand under basket athletic and the 1-hand under basket athletic are a lot, like, you know, more timeable dunks, if you will, and they're gonna blend into your standing contact dunks a whole lot more as well. The meter contacts are not extremely quick. A lot of these animations you're gonna see right here, as you can see, they don't just pop off extremely quickly. They're gonna take some time to trigger, and that's why you don't want to have such a discrepancy in the timing on, let's say, like your open dunks that are gonna get smoked sometimes wide open. Even though you may think it's a gigantic meter, I'm never gonna miss them. I'm telling you guys right now, I don't vouch for them personally. Now, again, that's why I'm saying to you guys though, you need to really distinguish the things that I'm talking about in this video, because again, if you're someone that just does X button dunks underneath the basket, or you're a little bit more driving dunk based, yet you still only have enough standing dunk for these, I'm not telling you to take them off, obviously, at that point. I mean, these are the only ones you can run. So what I'm trying to get at is, the higher your rating requirement can allow you to go, that's what I would justify for you going with. If you have a high standing dunk, put the high standing dunk requirements on. They're a little bit slower, they're a lot more timeable. I know it makes, you know, absolute backwards sense to what you would think I would be saying, but that's my personal opinion. Now, again, the pro under baskets, they're actually still like pretty decent quick, and same with the elite basket rim pulls. They're actually not quite as crazy fast, but they can still be, I mean, as you can see, pretty quick in comparison to the athletics. But that's my opinion as far as the standing dunks go. As far as the driving dunks, as you can see, I have hit starter 3, I have quick drops off 1 enabled, and it's definitely a good dunk. However, if you have a high dunk and you want something that's even better than that, side clutches off 1 is an elite dunk in this game. It's actually insane how just aggressively and quickly your guy will fly through the lane and just dunk this thing. Look at this. They're extremely overpowered. I actually think they're better than quick drops from last year, personally. They obviously have a little bit more access to getting chase down blocked than quick drops last year, but in terms of it's like not getting blocked from in front or like a corner drop or anything like that, I mean, and even for that matter, these don't get chased down that often by any means at all. These are the best dunks in the game, personally. Double clutch with the side clutches off 1. And then as far as the tomahawks that I run, you're going to be pleased to hear this if you're someone that has a lower dunk rating, like a 90, and you didn't go for 97 or 96. I just run uber athletic tomahawks off 1. They're better than straight arms, they're better than cockbacks, even though, as you can see, I have them both like purchased and I've used them on multiple different builds. Straight arm tomahawks used to be the dunk package that I ran last year, and it's because it would only trigger 1 animation. It was very consistent, and because last year's game required like really precision on even open dunk meters. Like I would do open dunk meters quite often, but let me actually just pull that up real quick. I'll show you guys what it looked like last year if you need to spark your memory a little bit. So sorry for the, you know, scuffed kind of visuals on this stuff. It's not gonna look great, but this is a 99 dunk last year, and this was an open dunk meter with slash take and everything. That is the size that you would get on opens. That's why it was extremely important to be getting efficient, very, very good like consistency out of your dunks, and that's why straight arm tomahawks was so good, because it was the same animation nearly every time and it took off from a very good range. Now, easy blow-bys takeover, and this was finishing moves at the time, so I kind of take that with a grain of salt, but easy blow-bys takeover last year allowed you to really get an increased meter size, very similar to what we have nowadays on the opens, but that's applied to now even without slash take active. So the only thing that's hard about dunk metering in this game is when people are sitting directly below the basket and you're running directly at them. It just doesn't work like that. You have to function in a blinders aspect, but we've talked about that enough. I got a whole separate video of talking about the dunk meter logic if you guys need more I would say meticulous like work on it if you're trying to actually improve your craft as a player rather than just the animations. But you can obviously check that video out after this one. We're here to talk about all the animations and we're definitely not done with it yet. But yeah, I just wanted to jog everybody's memory as far as how the open dunk meters looked last year, and it wasn't very easy, I'll put it that way. So that's why we don't care about that in the first place anymore. We don't care about repetition and similarity in terms of the dunk meter looks. We're just talking about, and to be fair, I guess I was talking about that with the standing dunks. I was saying you want them to blend into your contact dunks a little bit more. That's because these are so fast. They're so ridiculously fast, bro. And it doesn't give you much time to react to them either. With the driving dunks, even when you trigger the dunk meter, you'll still have to like wait a little bit to kind of get into the dunk, whereas the standing dunks, they kind of just pop off very quickly, and they will happen right before your eyes. So that's all I'm running as far as like the non-NBA player dunks, if you will, with just side clutches, uber athletic tomahawks, and then quick drops. Now, if you are someone that has a lower driving dunk, like let's say something below 70, athletic hangs off 1 is a very, very good dunk for how low the rating requirement is. As you're gonna see, it kind of comes to the lane and just like it's like mini quick drops in a way. Now, it's not as good as quick drops by any means, but as you can see, it comes to the lane pretty quickly and does a pretty good job at dunking the ball. Now, if you aren't even that high on your dunk, and I know I'm not talking to very many people out there with this video, but if you're not even that high on your dunk, I know I haven't really like purchased the dunks or anything like that, but I absolutely have seen them firsthand, and I can definitely vouch for them. Things like this Klay Thompson dunk package or Manu Ginobili are still very good efficiency for the lack of having a driving dunk rating. Like as you can see, the requirements for this one are 55 and 35 vertical. That's literally nothing, bro. That's extremely easy to get. Same with also, as you can see, the lowest rating requirement you could possibly go for, other than like a couple rim hangs, is you can go for 40. And as you can see, CJ McCollum dunk package actually does get you there. It's even better than last year for that matter. So I definitely would say like you can't go wrong with getting any dunk packages in this game, as far as like you're never left out in this video is what I'm getting at. So all the way down to McCollum and Klay Thompson and Manu Ginobili, if you guys want to try those out, they're all pretty good. They're all pretty runnable. But as I already mentioned too, if you want to come over to the Athletic Hangs Off 1, it's a very good dunk package for someone that only has around 65 dunk. We've been vouching for that all year, and it still definitely holds true. So that's what we're looking at as far as the low requirements. Now let's talk about some more high requirement type stuff. So as you can see, I am running the 1 foot moving contact dunks. We got the elites on for both. I don't know that I can truly vouch for the idea of running elite contacts off 2 though, if you're talking the most consistently elite dunk meters ever, because as you're going to see, a lot of these ranges that it's taking off from this animation and the things that I already showed you guys, the elite off 1 is what's going to give you the best animations as far as the quickness and the takeoff range. A lot of this stuff is going to be getting into them dunks extremely early, and it doesn't matter what you're seeing as far as the finish in the animation or how close a defender may be. It's literally just how quick does the dunk pop up. You want it to pop up as soon as possible so that the meter size is big. It's as simple as that. And elite off 1 is going to be the sauce. So if you have a 96 driving dunk and an 86 vertical, which is an extremely high rating requirement, but if you do have that, you absolutely want to be running this. It's the best dunk package you could possibly run for the contacts. If you have that high of a dunk, do not put on the pros. The pros have very like close takeoff range. They're not very fast either. It's going to be a little bit troll, especially the pro off 2. Now, I know there's going to be people out there that obviously like made their build for only 87 driving dunk and 75 vert because they just wanted a contact dunk package, like simple as that, and wanted the lowest rating requirement possible for it. But to put things quite frankly, the pro contacts off 2 are the worst ones in the game. I'll just put it as simple as that. So if you do have, let's say like an 89 dunk with a 78 vertical, I would just run pro contacts off 1 and leave it at that. Simple as that. Anything off 1 is going to be a lot quicker and faster. That's why, as you're going to see, for my 2 foot dunks, I don't have anything besides baseline dunks at all. It's literally just windmill baseline reverse and clutch baseline reverse. And by the way, the clutch baseline reverses are fire. If you happen to be someone that's playing corner, and I don't do much driving out the corner because I'm not a corner spotter by any means or anything like that, but if you are, these are the best reverse dunks you can get in the game in my opinion. They're so quick and elite. They're actually really, really good. And then if you want the baseline windmill reverses and stuff like that, they're still good, but they don't pop off quite as consistently, so don't expect that you can only run this one and not have to run the clutch baseline reverse. I've already tried labbing this stuff. They're harder to trigger. It's as simple as that. You're going to want both of them on, in my opinion. But anyway, to finalize our topic on the whole contact dunk stuff, definitely just go with the highest rating requirement stuff you can get for the most part, because it works in that scale. The highest rating requirement stuff of the 96 and 86 right here is by far the best. I think elite off 2 is better than pro off 1, but if you happen to have this high of a dunk where it's 94, I would say just run both. Run elite off 2 and pro off 1, simple as that. But leave the pro off 2 off. It's definitely the worst one you could possibly get in my opinion. Besides that though, there's not a whole lot left to talk about in the video. I will say stay away from dunks like Daryl Dawkins and stuff in my opinion. As you can see, it's got that terrible dunk in it. Even though you may want to trigger more standing dunks and you may believe in the theory that I used to believe in where it's like the more dunks you have equipped, the more you're going to dunk the ball. I don't think that's the case, to be honest with you guys. I think if you have specific dunk animations that trigger really elite and fast ones, and I gotta say, Dwight Howard may even still be too fast, but it's okay. I think these are like the aggressive ones that I really do want to run. I mean, look at that. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'm just mesmerized by the look of it because it looks elite on a lot of these. And these are the types of dunks that I do want to be triggering for that matter as well. So, besides that, we have LeBron. I kind of just have this here for consistency of getting dunks. I do have a theory that if you don't have enough at all, that you won't trigger them in certain spots. So I want LeBron for the ones that maybe uber athletic and the side clutches don't trigger. So that's what we're looking at as far as that goes. And again, to one last recap on the standing dunks, we're just running the highest rating requirement you possibly can on them. But if you happen to just be holding X button dunks, hey, you might as well just put all of them on. Or for that matter, even still, just run the quick ones, run the efficient ones. Simple as that. So anyway, that is all for the video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new to noties, all that good stuff. And like always, try to 2,000 likes. If you made it to the end of the video, put dunk, or you could put whatever NBA player package that you maybe like the most that you run. And again, I'm going to save that dunk package as well. I'm taking Shaq off. I think it's a little bit troll. Don't like when I'm running it. It kind of screws me over a little bit. If you want any advice on layups that transition into dunks the most as well, we've labbed all of these out. So if you want to check them out, whether you're a big, a wing, or a guard, I have everything completely labbed for you. So anyway, that's all for the video. Hope you all enjoyed. And on that, take it easy, man. Peace.